What's up, YouTube? Back here again for another Meta Monday. This week we had a balance patch. So there was a number of buffs, some major shakeups, some nerfs. Let's take a look at the buffs. So we had Selena change from a 3-3 to a 3-4, which gives a major advantage to her in terms of lots of nature things can deal 3 damage, like boars could kill her on 1 turn. Jag's staff used to be able to kill her in 1 turn. There's a lot of things that could deal 3 damage, but not necessarily 4. So Selena is definitely going to go up in usage. She had a nice 60-ish% win rate this weekend. So I think we're going to see a lot more Selena. The rest of the buffs are all floating at sub 50% win rate in decks currently. Nothing really worth looking at. Orpheos Guile may be a pretty decent card that people haven't really given a chance yet. It's basically a massive hunting trap that does damage to every creature of your opponent, and if it dies, you get to draw a card. Other than that, nothing too exciting in the buff world, but it's nice that they're giving these sub 50% win rate cards a little bit of love. In the nerf category, however, we had Heal, the God Power, changed from 1 mana, heal character for 2, to 2 mana, heal a character for 3. So that is a slight nerf to Heal Light. It's still pretty playable. We're going to see in a minute that it's still at the top of the tier list of God powers or archetypes. Light has too many options that make Light so good. So I think that we'll see Light back on top again next week or so, once people start figuring out exactly how to get around this 1 mana heal every single turn. Now maybe you can't do it every turn, but it's still nice to see a little bit of a nerf here. Onslaught is a huge welcome relief to see Onslaught get nerfed from 1 mana, give every single deadly creature in the game Blitz, to 2 mana. It does give it +1 strength until the end of the turn now, so I've still seen a few Onslaught decks this weekend that were pretty powerful. Novaki Pillager comes to mind with the +1 strength. You drop that card, and in 1 turn you can heal for 8, clear 2 cards. Novaki Pillager with Onslaught, still huge. Trojan Battle Mage now becomes a 4/1 with Twin Strike. Pretty much everything with Twin Strike, giving it +1 strength. It's definitely a nerf. Things like Curse Kaipora can't necessarily come out on turn 5 anymore with a bag to give it Blitz. So that's a huge nerf right there. I think you now have more time in the early game to take out Onslaught, and if they stick around till the end, you're still probably in big trouble. But definitely a welcome change here in terms of Onslaught. Form of Unity is another nice change. No more OTK decks. At max, you can now do 27 perhaps if you control 5 or more creatures and manage to get your hands on 3 Forms of Unity. Hidna, the Reef Raider, she is still at a 57% win rate or so this weekend, which surprised me. I thought her nerf kind of made her a little bit worse. Maybe just perfectly balanced, but it seems that people are still using her effectively. So now, instead of being a 4/6, dealing 3 damage each turn, it is a 4/5 and only deals 2 damage. So it was pretty significant of a nerf, but it seems like it's still playable. Skull Scepter changed from 1 mana to 2 mana. I've seen some people complain that it's still too strong. It is now at a sub 50% win rate this weekend in Mythic, so maybe it's still okay, but it's definitely not as powerful as it once was. Jagstaff got nerfed for a second time. It is now a 2 strength instead of a 3 strength. It is now kind of unplayable in my opinion. It seems to be the general consensus that having 1 is now the max in your deck as opposed to having 2. It used to be a no-brainer, auto-include 2 of them. At 2 strength, it's not enough clearing power. It's still nice to get 2 extra black Jags out, but the risk that your opponent removes it before you get to use it a second time kind of outweighs that. So, Bartley's still rocking like a 60% win rate. The drop in health, not really that much. It's nice that they finally did nerf it, but it kind of seemed tacked on. This card is still ridiculously good. It's still going to come out on turn 3 as like a 4/7 with ward for 3 mana. It's still pretty crazy. I think light will find its way back to the top. Then we had some reworks. Neferu's CopperPitch. So this used to just kill everything in sight. Every single turn you could kill something with it. Now it is 4 mana after you play a death card, add a durability. The ability is now to pull the creature with the lowest strength from your void to the board and remove 2 durability. I have not yet seen anyone use this. It seems pretty decent if you build a deck with this in mind, looking for the lowest strength creature. So have a bunch of high strength creatures. That way you're always guaranteeing that you get something nice back. I think it's only time until we see someone make something interesting with this. Volka's Axe seems just busted. I have a Shadows Volka's Axe, so don't nerf it. But but also please nerf it. I played around with it for a little while. It's insane. It now, if you make it in a Viking deck, which you wouldn't make it in any other deck because it only does +1/+1 without Vikings. But if you have a Viking on board, it gives everything in your hand and on the board +2/+2. Play that with Intense Training. You can be buffing cards in your hand for +4/+3 every turn. Buffing your entire hand, buffing your entire board. It only removes 2 durability when you use it. It seemed pretty easy to keep it infinite and just buff everything +2/+2 every turn. It's pretty crazy. Moving on to the tier list, we have Healing Light with 59% win rate. Big Beast Nature at 58, Hidden Rush, we got Death Zoo, Deception Deck Steal, we got Slayer War, Aether Magic. There's a whole bunch of variants on here, which is very nice to see. I think the balance patch was well done. For the most part, if we look at the weekend ranked results, we could see Nature came in first, Nature came in third. Hey, that's me. Nature. So there's a lot of Nature in the top, but we also saw Hidden Rush. There was a couple other Hidden Rushes. I know he played Magic. I believe he played Death Zoo. So we had a bunch of different variations in the top 10, which is nice to see. And since I came in third, we'll take a little peek at the deck that I used here. Essentially, a lot of people were playing Nature while I was playing anyway, so I purposefully built a deck that I thought would do well against Nature Mirror. I included 2 Demogorgons, 2 Ashen Drakes. I had a Jason in here for late game if I needed a late game. Selena's Bow is an infinite weapon, which is slightly problematic. Nobody ever removed it from me, ever. Most people only run one Nefarious Briar. I put in 2 because of Volka's Axe specifically, though I did not see anybody run it at all, ever. But Nefarious Briar removes 4 durability, but Selena's Bow comes out with 4 durability, and if you just play a single card, it then puts it out of range. I had a couple people remove some durability from Selena's Bow, but I never had anyone actually remove the bow. So infinite durability weapons are definitely nice if you're the one who has them equipped. They are not nice if you are playing against them. Avatar of Nature is just a good staple. This card is unbelievable. Probably has one of the higher win rates in the game. Black Rhinos are enormous, hard to deal with. Hippolyta's got Blitz, so you can do 4 damage while she's protected on turn 1. Get a nice big body out there. And yeah, pretty much everything else is your staple. Underbrush Boars, Black Jags, Canopy Barrages. I included 1 Lightning Strike for some late game removal. And let's take a look at it. So while this was loading, I did look it up. And Avatar of Nature does have a 62.5% win rate. For good reason. It's a 5 mana. It drops 6/6 worth of stats. It keeps spitting out more and more walking plants that heal you for 4 every turn until it's dealt with. So, against Deception, I played Leech Life every time. You want to be able to take out hidden creatures. Gotta get rid of these 7 drops. Not too concerned about Deception's relics, so we're going to get rid of the relic removal. Against something like Nature or War, I would keep my relic removal probably.
Good luck. Best of luck.
Okay. The Rhino plus the Arrow of Rage combo is very nice. However, I don't know that he'll have too many creatures that have 5 health.
The calm before the storm.
This looks pretty bad for him against a boar. I'm glad it went that way. If it had gone the other way, he could have killed it with a ping, though that wouldn't have been too bad. We'll see if he trades now.
My turn.
And then does nothing. So he used his bag on turn 1 and then had to just pass on turn 2 doing nothing. Feels bad. For us, we get another bag on turn 3 to bag out a 5/5 on turn 3, which is very, very nice. Probably one of Nature's best plays is being able to put out 5/5 stats on turn 3. Very difficult to deal with.
Awaken.
Unfortunately, this is confused, so we might end up losing it here. They never listen. They never ever listen. No, he very well could have a hunting trap. But without a hunting trap, we should be okay. Maybe he has a sleep dart. We gotta bait those out early anyway, so he doesn't have some of those obnoxious cards for later in the game. So now we could drop a 4-drop plus the Arrow of Rage. We could take this out if we want to. It's a 1/5. Not too concerned. But I think because he's aggro, I mean, he's not going to have too many big creatures. I'm tempted to do it, but I don't really have anything to play on turn 5 or turn 5.5. Unless I save my bag, I could play this on 5.5 mana. So I think I am going to just save my bag here. And be able to play this in 2 turns. Hope that we get something nice next turn. Hopefully we can at least Leech Life and Arrow of Rage. Hopefully at worst this just pings this for 1. Which it then regens next turn anyway. I have a feeling that Stolen Plans being included in your deck is not a good play. But Stolen Plans from the Sanctum is always great. Unless you're using Stolen Plans to pop Ward. He just got a Spell Jam Shaman, but it cost him 5 mana. He just played a 2/3 that cost 5 mana, because he had to pay 1 to draw it, and 4 more to play it. Not worth it. Now, when I play a spell, he gets to add a random nature card, so I'm going to kill it before he can start drawing. And we drop this. Just start hitting him in the face.
What exactly do you think you're doing?
Next turn we've got Hippolyta. And once we Hippolyte, hopefully we should have pretty much control of the board. We do have to worry about Rapture Dance. But he has 1 card in his hand here.
My turn.
Is he holding a Rapture Dance? We do have some removal spells. He's got a lot of health out there. So we have a 66% chance. Let's try and kill this. And then we'll throw a spell. Very nice. I'm just gonna leave this one alive, I think. Just go for the face. They both obliged. And right now I'll have 2 5s and a 3. So if he Rapture Dances, this will be down to 2. He can clear this. But this one lives. I don't really want to play this. Guess we just established that that doesn't affect anything. This will be at 5. This is at 5. So I'd still have a frontliner. He'd still kill it if he Rapture Dances. And now he can't play anything like... Not that he has time to play Cutthroat right now, but we'll at least put Ward on our God, and this shouldn't change anything. This still lives. He'd have used all his mana. He'd still have to attack it. This would also live. This would die either way. So hopefully... And then if he attacks here, we can Hippolyte this thing. And if he just has creatures, he's probably just dead. This was the guy I was hoping to target with this, because it's going to be a 4/3. Not sure what the benefit of that was. I don't think there was one.
Answer the call.
So we'll take out this guy. We do have 2 confused creatures. Okay. A little bit nervous about a Rapture Dance here. He's only got 1 card. I don't think he has it. He would have had to top deck it. Coming in 3rd place, 23 out of 25. It's a double rewards weekend. So in theory, I did the math. I think it's about $445 worth of prizes. So I'm going to do another YouTube video coming up shortly about play to earn. I'll probably have some clickbaity thumbnail picture. In fact, we'll take it right now. And the title will be, I made $445 playing this game for only a few hours. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. We also have tournaments coming up starting Monday at 7 a.m.-ish Eastern time in the U.S. We will have the brackets open for our tournament. Qualifiers are wrapping up right now, so make sure you've registered and that you've played your 25 games. At least we're going to be doing the seeding based on MMR at the end of the weekend ranked event. So hope to see you all in that tournament. We'll be doing a big stream on Friday featuring some highlighted games, so make sure you check that out. And I'll see you guys again next week for another Meta Monday. Bye.